Viltrox certainly have been busy giving us a whole new range of gear recently, everything from lenses to cool looking little flashes. And now we have this. This is a Viltrox AF 14mm f4 lens. Let's see what it's got. Here's what you get in the box. Firstly, you get your warranty card and code for online user manual, lens pouch, and the lens itself. You get your front and rear lens caps and lens hood. First impressions of this lens in the hand is that it felt compact, lightweight, and the focus ring turned nice and smoothly. And noticed it has a USB-C port at the rear of the lens for future firmware updates. It's a full frame or FX lens and weighs in at 185 grams. Has a 58mm filter thread and minimum focus distance is just 13 centimeters. Aperture range is from f4 to f16 and lens construction is 12 elements in 9 groups and it has 7 aperture blades. And at the time of making this video, it retails for $199 US. Focusing speed between foreground and background objects is silent, fast, and accurate using it on my Nikon Z7. So this ultra-wide angle prime lens shows some real promise for those into landscape, cityscape, architecture, and more. Let's grab this lens, let's head out into the field, let's do some stills and video with it, and see how it goes. So not long ago, I also reviewed the Viltrox AF 9mm f2.8, which is an APS-C lens. Now with that lens on my Nikon Z52, I got a full frame equivalent focal length of approximately 14mm, which is the same as this lens. But this is a full frame lens with a slightly less faster aperture, which maxes out at f4. Like the APS-C Viltrox 9mm f2.8 lens, this full frame 14mm shows very little focus breathing. So that is good news if you're a vlogger or video shooter. And speaking of vlogging, this is what it's like with this Viltrox 14mm f4 mounted on my Z7 and it's on my gimbal. Now at 14mm, look at the width of frame. It is fantastic. Now I can't see myself because the Z7 doesn't have a flip out screen like the Z5 II or the Z6 III. But I'm sure at 14mm, I'm getting myself in frame. I think the thing that most excites me about this ultra wide angle prime lens is the fact you can use it for landscapes. A compact, lightweight prime that takes hardly any space in your camera bag, yet you're able to whack it on the front of your full frame Nikon Z cameras quickly and get shots like these. When it comes to landscapes, you really don't need that f4 aperture. Anything from f8 to f11 will suffice enough to give you everything in focus. Or you can simply focus stack if you want super clarity from foreground right through to the background in your shots. Like this shot, for example, I took at f9. I focused in the foreground, then one focal point in the middle of the frame, and then one focal point for the background. It's pretty easy nowadays to put these shots together in Photoshop. Now I love using ultra wides for time lapses when shooting things like the sky and clouds or sunsets and sunrises. You get much more into your frame with this Viltrox 14mm f4 lens. Even at f4, with that close-up ability of 13 centimeters minimum focus distance, you can still achieve nice bokeh in the background with your shots. You can use this lens on Nikon APS-C cameras, which would yield you a full frame equivalent focal length of 21mm. But personally, I suggest you aim at the Viltrox AF 9mm f2.8 lens instead. Both lenses are the same price, but for crop sensor cameras, that 9mm f2.8 is simply awesome. You know, I've really got to take my hat off to the team at Viltrox. They've done a fantastic job with these Air series of lenses for both full frame and APS-C cameras. I've been reviewing Viltrox lenses for years now, and one thing that I have learned is that they are always improving. It's nice to see third-party manufacturers like Viltrox giving photographers another alternative to choose from compared to the more expensive native Z lenses. In summation, this Viltrox AF 14mm f4 certainly is awesome to have in your camera bag. You just never know when you'll need a wide prime. You might be traveling, going into cathedrals or museums, or in the middle of a massive rainforest. This lens, especially for that low price, is very handy to have, as I found out. I was happy with the sharpness and the images I took with my test shots. And being able to quickly shoot off a time lapse while I was sitting back enjoying a bite to eat for lunch was easy and convenient. What more can I say about this lens? It's travel friendly, super easy to use, and when it comes to its uses, the only thing really holding you back is your creative imagination. If you want any more information on this lens or how you can purchase it, I've left you some links in the video description box below. Well guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. Have a fantastic day or night, wherever you're watching this video from, and I'll see you next time.